Which leads to the reality that today, according to Gallup, what was the number? 37
percent approval rating, 54 disapproval.
Wow. I mean,
2 months.
It's
2
really,
months into the presidency.
It's really. I mean, that number. I was at a breakfast with Nancy Pelosi recently, and I mean, she was just touting that number for their recruiting. I mean, how helpful it is to have a number like that. But it's
what's
just
bottom
incredible.
for him? What's the bottom?
I mean, this seems to be it. I mean, he definitely has that.
I believe he could go lower.
He has that core.
I believe he can go lower. I know you're right. I mean, he does have a core, but I believe he can go lower.
It's always been around that, and that was always the argument that Republicans used in the primaries, that he had that sort of ceiling, and like they would overcome it once there were fewer people in the race. But it's so solidly behind him. And I hate to keep using this, but he really could go out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and he'd probably still be at 38.
Oh, I've no doubt that that's true. Right.
Yeah, and I have a feeling he owns those people more than like Obama owned his equivalent of those people. That those people are deeply, fervently behind him, basically no matter what.
Is that enough of a base for him to achieve everything?
No, it's not, particularly for the people that matter in this, which is Congress. I mean, if he really were to stick at where he is now, under 40% at this stage in his presidency, I mean, he hasn't put in, it's 60 days in, he hasn't put any points on the board. He hasn't done anything yet that is actually substantial, right?
Or that reaches out to the rest of the country. I mean, he continues to just do things that please that group of people, but there's been no effort from the White House to make any sort of, to broaden that group at all. So, that must reinforce the loyalty that 38% has. But in terms of a broadening governing coalition, I think it becomes very difficult.